Yes, got the blanket. Awesome. Supporting your legs, your hamstrings, your knees. And then once you've got your torso, your back body supported, you can feel your hands on the ground and just gently run the fingernails along the ground, almost like you're making those angel wings. And just feel how far range of motion you're able to keep the hands on the ground as you bring those arms up towards your ears. And lower those hands, those arms down by your sides, wherever it feels best to rest those arms. And we'll let this posture start out our practice today. So as you're breathing, feeling those eyes relax back into the sockets first. And then as you feel your eyes relax back into the sockets, see if you can feel your eyes relax all the way back to the back of the head, base of the skull. As you feel your eyes relax back to the back of the head, the base of the skull, you could feel your lower jaw release from your upper jaw. As we connect to that audible exhale, feeling like sense of fogging up the ceiling with your breath or fogging up the room with your breath. Inhale through the nose, then exhale out the mouth. You might continue to hear your breath with your lips open, or you could try hearing the breath with your lips sealed. That might sound more like a wind tunnel or that seashell. Continue to let the inhale be a little shorter than the exhale. Exhale longer than the inhale. Maybe one more cue for the breath, that maybe you're gathering the inhale in the nose, around the head, the eyes, and then as you exhale, just guiding the breath down the body towards the feet. And maybe an acknowledgement of the breath connecting to the hands and the feet. You might feel visible or not, a subtle movement. Acknowledging the breath reaching that space in your body. And then keeping your head relaxed back on that block, start to slowly move your head, massaging your head out from side to side. And then we'll slowly bring the head back to neutral. Now, if you just want to stay here in the space of receiving, you can also add a shoulder stretch here, arm and wrist stretch here. So let's try, we can press that right palm to the ceiling, extending the right arm. Then you could spin your right thumb out, your right pinky finger in, so you could see the inner elbow, forearm. And feel your right shoulder blade relax down to the floor. Now we can take that left hand, use your left thumb to press that right pinky knuckle towards the ceiling as you gently draw the right pinky finger back, and feel the shoulder blades draw back as you draw the pinky finger back. We'll move to the ring finger knuckle, pressing the ring finger knuckle to the ceiling as you draw the finger and shoulder blades back. And then we'll move to the middle finger knuckle, feeling those shoulder blades to the earth. Index finger knuckle. You move to the thumb knuckle. And then release the arms down by the sides. Maybe just notice the difference between the right and the left arm. We'll try the second side. So we'll press the left palm to the ceiling. As the palm presses up, the left shoulder blade draws back. You spin the left pinky finger in, the left thumb out. And then that right thumb connects to the left pinky finger, pressing the pinky finger to the ceiling, drawing the pinky finger back. And then ring finger to the ceiling, ring finger knuckle to the ceiling, drawing the ring finger back. Little finger knuckle to the ceiling, finger and shoulder blade draw back. Index finger knuckle to the ceiling. Index finger and shoulder blade draw back. And to the thumb, pressing thumb knuckle to the ceiling as the thumb draws back. And then take your time, let your arms rest out to the side. Once again, just notice the difference between both sides of the body. Then let's tap our thumb pads against each finger pad and slowly start to move our toes. We'll move into those ankle and wrist rotations a few times each direction, moving slowly, slowly with breath. We let those arms come down to the side. We'll walk our feet back towards our hips and then choose the fetal position that feels best for you. So we'll let the legs lead, let the hands follow, and catch yourself on the ground into fetal position. Feel your legs stack. The side of the body that's on the floor, relaxing into the floor. Side of the body that's towards the sky, expanding to the sky. Let's press our palms down and we'll slowly lift ourselves up to seated. We'll do some rounds of cat and cow and then go into our supported child's pose. So you want to take a block and place it between your thighs for just that Mula Bandha connection. It could also be your blanket. Right. Find the speed that feels best for you through these cat and cows. You can go slowly or quickly. Moving that spine and back part forward, and then exhale, rounding. Once you've connected to that movement, choosing the speed. But whatever speed you're practicing, So let that audible exhale be important.
Seriously delicious Smart Foods Smart 50 popcorn in red cheddar or sea salt at only 50 calories per cup or less. Look out for Smart Foods Smart 50 popcorn online or at a store near you now.
Moving the spine. Good. Let's try about 3 to 6 more rounds of breath, whatever pace you're going. Now, as you stretch your spine out to wag your tail, you can keep your fingertips forward or stretch out those wrists a little bit more. Spin your pinky fingers in, your thumbs out. Get that forearm stretch. And then move your hips gently from side to side. All right. When you feel complete after that side to side movement, or even we're going to set up for our child's pose. So hands rotate forward, move the blocks, and we can take those blocks, line them up on the second, third level, first or second, or all the way just on the first. Grab that pillow or that blanket and place it on top. And so from here, feel that space, yeah. Keeping those hips to the heels, folding, and then just try to feel that top block underneath your head as much as possible, giving the head and neck support. And we'll start with the shoulders again, consciously sliding the shoulders down from the ears, shoulder blades down the back towards the back pockets. And as you feel that space, feel space between your fingers and your toes. Each exhale an opportunity to soften the chest, soften the heart, soften the upper back. And once you feel softness there, then you could try the lower torso. Feeling softness as you exhale, lower belly, lower back. Notice the space between your thighs and the props. Sending in breath into those spaces also. Haven't started counting the breath yet. Try inhale 6 counts. And then a long exhale for 8 counts. And we'll think about going to the other side. So take your time, pressing the palms down, lifting the torso, and then rotating your head to the opposite side. You could keep the arms where they are. If you want variation, you could try reaching the arms back behind you, whatever feels best to you. And we'll feel those shoulders slide down from the ears again. Shoulder blades slide down the back. As the shoulder blades slide down, feeling the chest and the heart softening. Once you feel the chest and the heart softening, feel the lower belly and the lower back softening. And we'll also check in on that space between the inner thighs and the props, sending breath there. Count, inhale, that 8 count, exhale. And then we'll think about coming out of this. So we'll press the palms down, rotate the head center. We'll bring our hips towards our heels and round the spine to come up, stacking one vertebra at a time. Let your head come up last. Just do a heart meridian stretch before we go into another mountain. So if you want to sit on your blanket or just sit on the floor, that's good. But we'll come to Sukhasana and we'll bring our knees up and we'll start with the palms facing out. So we'll bring the backs of the hands to the knees. And yeah, so if the palms, the hands can face out, and then you'll just spin the pinky fingers down. Yeah. And then we're gonna inhale and then press the knees into the hands, just enough to where you feel a stretch. Do you feel a stretch there?
In my wrist?
Or in your shoulders?
Yeah, a little.
Then I would just try to rock forward into the legs a little bit more. You might feel it a little more then, yeah. And then let's use the hands to bring the knees together, but keep the spine forward. The arm that's closest to you, bring it in front. We'll just switch the arm that's in front and then exhale. Yeah, press the knees into the hands and then try to rock forward. Yes. Just about 3 breaths. If it feels better to let the head drop, you can definitely do that. And then use your hands to bring your knees up, and then we're going to shake the arms out like we're shaking water off of them. Take note, whatever leg is in front, extend both legs out, bounce the knees, shake the legs, and then we'll cross the opposite leg. And this time we'll have the palms facing down. So palms or inner wrists can touch the knees. Use your hands and inner wrists to draw the knees together. Lifting up your spine, exhale and press your knees into your hands and a slight rock forward. Yeah, and then release the how. We just do about 3 breaths here. You can think about sliding those shoulders down from the ears like we did in child's pose. And then using your hands to draw your knees together, the arm that is closer to the body now comes in front. And then we're going to use the hands to draw the knees again. Yes, just switching whatever arm was in front. Breathe in and then exhale, press the knees into the hands and rock forward. Just 3 breaths here each. Exhale, the shoulders get to slide down from the ears again. And then use your hands to draw the knees together. And then we release, shake it out like you're shaking water off of them. Send your legs out, bounce the legs along the floor. Okay, so we'll take that blanket and we're gonna line it up behind the shoulder blades of the lower back. So if you want to roll it up like a roll or hold it up, whichever gives you a little extra support. I'll demo with this pillow, and then we'll take one block and put it behind the head. Okay, and we bring that long side of the prop that's closer to you, blanket pillow, up to the lower back, and then go ahead and recline back. So we'll go into our second variation mountain, and then the head can be on top of that block. Yes. Okay. Now you can choose to either have the back of the elbows resting on the prop underneath your spine, or a little more chest opener, let those arms slide over the top of that prop, your spine's on. Feel the back of the arms, the back of the hands on the floor. First, we just feel that chest opening. And then we're going to focus our breath here on our diaphragm. So that muscle space just below the rib cage, breathing muscle. So if you want to bring a hand, one of your hands, and you can alternate while you do this over the diaphragm space, great. First, we want to feel the gentle rise up. So breath into the hand or up to the ceiling. And then an exhale, we want to actually feel a downward motion. So if you have a hand placed on the diaphragm, you might do like a brushing downward as you exhale. And then once you feel that movement of your diaphragm, then we're going to think of widening the diaphragm. So this will include the front, side, and back of the diaphragm. Inhale, there's that expansion outward, and then continuing to expand outward as you exhale out. And if you want to use one or both hands to encourage that movement of the body continuing to expand outward physically, energetically, both. Rest with arms or hands whenever you need. Now, you could have your legs extended like a traditional mountain pose or knees bent. If it's not too much on the hips, we could do Badakanasana here, soles of the feet together, knees apart. So feeling better for you today. Keep your arms where they are, or we're going to make that pyramid with our hands, triangle with our hands, so the thumb pads come together, the index finger pads touch, and then you're going to frame the belly button, frame the navel with your hands. So while we're here, we want to feel that, just like we felt first with the diaphragm muscle, that gentle rise on the inhale, lower belly, navel space. Softening with the exhale. If that 6 to 8 count breath doesn't feel like too much, right? You could inhale for 6 counts, exhale for 8. And then same as we did with the diaphragm, you could feel that brushing, you could feel that expanding outward with the front, side, and back of the lower belly, lower back, maybe even hips and inner thighs as well. That inhale expansion, and then you do that brush out with the hands. If that movement was supportive for you. Once you feel that breath moving actively with the belly, we're going to start to do some abdominal massages. So you can use your fingertips, finger pads, and you're going to just massage a circle around your belly button. So the hands could move to the right hip, up to the right rib cage, over to the left, down to the left side of your pelvis, ilium, and then circle below the navel. So we're making some big circles, just massaging a lot around your digestive tract, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending. As you move your hands around the belly, you might find some areas of the belly that feel a little tighter. If you do, pause there and do some smaller circles there. And then you can continue to move on. Just again, just pause anytime you find a tight area. And then when you feel complete with massaging the abdomen, you can just let your hands rest on your belly again. Turn to that breath. And we're going to think about coming out of this posture. So if you're in Badakanasana, you can bring your hands to your outer knees. Slowly bring the knees together. Now, before we go completely out of it, we're going to do a side body stretch. So first, we're going to let our knees release to the left. So you'll feel your right leg stack on top of your left, and you've got that prop, that pillow, that blanket underneath your left side of your rib cage. And then just adjust any prop you might have underneath your head. Now, if it feels okay for the shoulder, let's reach that right arm overhead. So you can try to touch your finger pads to the ground. And so from there, we'll feel that side stretch in the right side of your rib cage. Adding that leg extension if you'd like, reaching the right leg out. And you can feel your right big toe on the ground. Okay, and then let's stack the right leg on top of the left, and we're gonna roll over that prop. So stepping into the right foot, you can feel your body shift over to the left. Let your right leg lead, let your left leg follow. And we'll feel that right side of our rib cage supported. And then you could add that shoulder stretch, reaching the left arm overhead, bicep near ear. Breathing into the left side of your rib cage. And adding that extension of the left leg if you like, reaching out a little longer. Try a few more breaths here. And then we can stack the left leg on top of right, just lowering the left arm down, either staying on this right side, or if you feel like you need to roll back over to the left, go ahead and roll to the left, still feeling that support of the props underneath the rib cage and the head. And we can slowly come up to seated. Let the head come up last. Okay, we're gonna go onto our belly next now, just to support the front of the shoulders. So you could use your pillow or your blanket underneath the tops of your feet. And then we're gonna take those two blocks and we're gonna place them underneath the front of the shoulders. So that pillow could go underneath your feet, underneath your shins, that blanket. And then when we come onto our belly, you want to have those blocks underneath the front of our shoulders. And if you need something underneath your forehead, like if you have a towel, or maybe you just lift up your forehead a little bit by rolling up the front of your mat, like you might not need it at all, but it could feel nice just if your head really feels like it's moving forward in this posture. Yeah. And then, yeah, the fingertips could be forward, or you could try bringing those hands back outside the hips and to see what it feels like to have the palms down. You could try both, palms down. You could try palms up. Where do you feel balance here in those shoulders? And an even stretch and an even support in the front and back of the body. And that downward like breath that we practiced at the beginning of practice, maybe feeling the breath in the nasal passages, center of the brain as you inhale, just gathering energy there, and then just exhale, allow it to move down through the body on a cellular level, out the hands, out the feet. And you could keep your forehead down if it feels okay on your neck. You could try looking from side to side. All right, and then wherever your legs are, you might bend the knees and bring the feet up towards the sky. And you can do a little windshield wiper legs. Just letting the feet go to one side and then the other, releasing the lower spine. Still trying to keep the front of the shoulders anchored. You could add the head looking to opposite direction if that feels good. Slight rotation here. Okay, before we come out of this, we're going to do an extension with the arms if it feels okay out to the side. So if you want to keep that prop underneath the front of your legs, great. We're going to start with the left block. So two options. One, you could just extend your left arm out and have your left palm on the block. Or two, or if that doesn't feel good, you could actually keep the block near your armpit and support closer to the upper arm. And then three, you could balance that left forearm, left elbow on the block, so more like a cactus arm. So a little more supported off the ground on this one. And then if you want to look to the right, you can even start to roll to the left, whatever variation feels better for you today. And maybe either extending that right leg or stepping the right foot to the ground. Make sure whatever variation you're doing, it feels good on your lower back. Most important, lower back feels supported. And after about 5 breaths on this side, you're going to just slowly roll onto your belly, and we're going to try the same thing second side. So adjusting any props you might need. Right palm could be on the block, or arm, or inner arm, inner upper arm, and you can start to rotate to the right. This opens up our lung channels, our yin meridians in our arms, heart, the pericardium, the lungs. Okay, just a few more breaths here. And then we'll take our time. Just slowly come back onto the belly. All right, now either pressing back into a child's pose or rolling to fetal position. What feels better to you? And if you come back to child's pose, if you want to take that blanket that was underneath you and bring it in front to come into more of a supported child's pose again, great. If not, don't worry about it. Try a couple more, maybe with that audible exhale. And we'll bring our hands back by our knees. We'll round our spine. We'll come on up to seated. Okay. Let's do our supported bridge. Just with a single block today. If you want that blanket, yeah, behind your head or skip it. It's good. We'll bend our knees and slowly come onto the back. Once you arrive on the back today, let's just do a little spinal rocking before we go up onto that block. So soles of the feet are on the ground, and you're going to just press the soles of the feet, gently feel your back rub against the mat. And come back to neutral. Before we lift into our bridge, feel for your breath in your diaphragm. Moving downward, that breath in your lower belly, that moving lower belly, lower back, moving outward. And then once you feel your breath moving in your lower torso, let's move into our bridge, peeling up lower spine, middle spine, to then place your block underneath your pelvis. And then over here, let's sort of feel like squeezing our thumbs and index fingers, part of hand towards the center of your mat. Which you might feel your elbows draw into the center. You might feel your shoulder blades draw into the center. And then let's rock the pelvis a little bit, sticking the tailbone out, sending the tailbone forward, sticking the tailbone or reaching the tailbone towards the mat, sending it forward, just gently rocking the pelvis. Come back to neutral. We feel good to windshield wiper the knees again, either leading from the knees or shifting from big toe side of foot to pinky toe side of foot. Back to neutral. I'm going to do that full extension here, extending your legs out long along the mat and maybe sliding your arms up overhead, letting your thumb side point down to the ground, pinky side up towards the sky. It'll feel nice interlacing the fingers and pressing the arms up overhead. If you do that, just switch. Take a moment to switch whatever hand was on top for a few breaths. Balance. And then you did extend the arms back, lower them down. You did extend the legs out, walk the feet in to either stay here for some bridge some more, or we go into that supported shoulder stand, wrapping the hands around the block, floating the feet up off the mat, extending your legs to the sky. You can do the leg extension, you can do the ankle rotation. course, do any movement with the legs as well. So together, knees apart, Badakanasana, scissoring the legs. Eventually bringing your feet to the ground. And again, you could stay here in bridge, or we'll do our reclined pigeon here today. So you could step into your feet, lift your pelvis up with or without block. If you're doing with, just lower the block to the first level. And we'll start with the right side. Exhale, float the right foot off the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Once the ankle and thigh connect, just bounce your right knee to the ground. And stay or exhale, float your left foot off the mat. And you could slide those arms down the mat, shoulders down from the ears. You could hold on to that right foot, right knee. You might even circle, make circles with your sacrum on the block, sometimes each direction. Another variation, you could extend your left leg towards the sky, reaching, and then exhale, bend your left knee, let your left foot come down, slide your right foot off of your left thigh. Second side, step into the right foot, lift the left foot up, cross the left ankle over, bounce the left knee down again. And then exhale, float your right foot off the mat, bringing the legs closer to you. You could reach your arms down the mat a little bit more. Hold on to your left foot and left knee. Add that rocking side to side, forward and back, or circles. Massaging your sacrum and glutes out on that block. And you might feel to add that right leg extension up towards the sky. Breathe in and exhale. You can bend the right knee, set the right foot down to the ground. Slide the left foot off of the thigh, and we're going to do a happy baby pose. So again, if you need to stay in this supported bridge a little longer, do. Otherwise, lift your pelvis up off the block, slide the block down, massage your back down to the ground. We'll do that spinal rock again, gently rocking forward and back, forward and back. With this, try to feel your head, not in a yes motion, so we keep the neck relaxed. And come back to stillness to then exhale, float your feet up off the mat, rocking, massaging out the back. Grab the hamstrings or grab the ankles or grab the bigger pinky toes. Pull those thighs down outside the rib cage. See the soles of the feet pointing or facing the ceiling. Only if you want to do those rocking and leg extensions, go for it, which could be tapping one knee to the ground and then the other. Be extending one leg straight and then the other. Whichever feels best to you, maybe full wide leg. Hug your knees into your chest and roll to a fetal position for a moment. Relaxing the body there. And then we're going to just start to think about Shavasana. So if you want to just stay in the center of your mat, or if you want to take your legs up the mat or up the wall, you could. If you are going to stay in center, I would just encourage grabbing something that will, like whether it's your blanket or it could be a block if you want something lighter, but just something over the front body, just to give you that sense of grounding, connecting down. We'll consciously feel our breath slow down again here. It could be that 6 count in, that 8 count out. As you feel the eyes relax back into the sockets for this practice once more. Exhale out, feel the energy move down the body, the eyes, the physical and the mind's eye. All the way through the cells to the tips of your feet, tips of your toes, tips of your fingers. And just rest and receive for a few moments. Feel your body at rest. You can come back to your breath. That 6 count inhale, 8 count exhale. You're ready to move. Gently move and roll to the side of your mat. Feeling your heart, the Yogic Mantra, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, may all beings everywhere, including myself, be happy, be healthy, be free. And may my actions and my words support that happiness, that freedom, that health for all. Shanti with peace. Remembering peace within me, remembering to offer peace around me, to have strength and compassion to all that challenges me, and to offer peace to those who need it most. You could stay in fetal position, or if you're ready to come up to seated, if you know the mantra, you can sing it, or maybe just let your hands rest at your heart. The first words are Loka. Loka. Then it's Samasta. Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Bhavantu. We can try it one more time. Loka. Loka Samasta. Samasta Sukhino. Sukhino Bhavantu. Bhavantu. And then we've got the 3 Shantis for peace. See on the heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thanks to all the teachers that came before, allowing us to share these practices now. Namaste.